Well, this morning's hunt was a bust, but I knew there was a pretty good chance that could happen. It's a great piece of DNR land to bow hunt, but after the pressure of gun season, it pretty much just turns to garbage after gun season. But I had such good luck in there bow hunting, I had to go check it out and see if I could find a buck to shoot, and I didn't see any deer. So I'm heading back in to where I seen that nice buck that I jumped up in the slashing during gun season. Today's Saturday, December 7th, and I was in here on the first day of muzzleloader season this past Monday, and it looks like my boot tracks are the only ones that have been in here this week, which is good. As you can tell, I got my tree stand on my back. I've been trying to still hunt in the snow or try and track one, but it's just too loud. So all the tracking I've done in here this year, gun hunting, I've got a pretty good spot where to set up to maybe get a shot at one tonight. So we'll wait and see. It's warm, but there's a big storm coming in, I think Monday into Tuesday, so hopefully these deer are out feeding in the slashing, getting ready for the big snowfall. But I'm going to put this camera away and pick my way through this ice and try and be as quiet as possible, getting back in there and getting set up in case there are deer bedded around the edges of the slashing. Or maybe I'll get lucky and shoot one on the way back in. That'd be awesome. Anyways, I gotta get moving. Well, I'm all set up and ready to go in my tree stand. It's the 6th day of muzzleloader season, and I sat till 10:30 on the second day of gun season, and after that I said I'm done hunting out of a tree stand just because the hunting conditions have been so terrible this year. It was really warm, and I just figured the deer aren't going to be moving, and there's no sense in sitting in a tree stand waiting for a deer to come walking through. I got to get out and play the ground game and try and get on one, and I almost did right down here on Thanksgiving morning. I made a big circle out through this piece of public land, and I walked up on a big buck down here in the next slashing over, and I chased him right down through here and then got way back down in here by my truck and saw him again, but just couldn't get a shot at him. So I came back in here on the first day of muzzleloader season after we got a heavy fresh snow, and there's a decent amount of tracks in here. And so far I'm the only person that's been back in here. There's no other boot tracks, so that's good. But anyways, I'm trying the elevated game again today because the tracking deer or trying to just hunt through the woods hasn't been working because it's so freaking loud. The snow is just noisy, and the day I jumped that buck, I actually had some pretty good wind cover, and we had snow then, but that snow wasn't so loud walking in, plus the wind helped that day. But ever since then it's just been crunchy snow and no wind, just hard to get close to deer, and I haven't even been seeing any deer, and I think that's what's happening. I'm 100 yards away and they're in the thick stuff, and by the time I get there they're gone because they can hear me coming. We'll see how it goes tonight. Hopefully this works out. When I was in here on the first day of muzzleloader season, there was a decent track in here, and that buck was feeding all over out here in this slashing, and he bedded up over here, and he bedded up over here. There was one more bed down this way I tracked him to. I'm not sure if that was his bed down there. Don't want to fall on because there were 2 beds down there, so there's deer in the area. It's just a matter if one shows up. But of course today it's crappy warm weather again. I think it's like 34 degrees out right now, but there's a big storm coming in I think Monday into Tuesday morning, so maybe the deer will be up and feeding and packing on the calories before that big snowstorm. Anyways, I'm gonna get the rest of my camera gear set up here, and hopefully something shows up that I can get a shot at tonight. just shot a doe, and I've been watching that doe for like the last 45 minutes, and I was just, it's brushier than hell down there. I was waiting for a nice clear shot, and I was also waiting for a buck to show up. But the sun is setting. It's almost closing time, and she finally turned broadside, and I felt like I had a clear shot, and I took it. And I have not shot a public land doe since 2006, and it is 2019, so it's been a few years, but we have 0 deer in the freezer this year, and I'm happy to finally get one. I say I haven't shot a doe in a long time. What is that? 13 years. But I'm gonna get down there and go check and make sure she's down before it gets dark. So I'm gonna go get that done, and then I'll come back here and get packed up. I don't know how well this is gonna show up, but I made one circle down through here, couldn't find any blood, and then I made a wider circle, and I just missed it the first time because it's so freaking thick down here. But she's a nice sized doe. I mean, not a huge doe, but at least a 2.5-year-old doe. And I got a lot of work to do now. I'm not even sure how well this GoPro footage is working. I gotta go take the camera gear down, get the stand down. I'm gonna carry all that stuff out to the truck and come back in here with my sled and haul this deer out of here. I just wanted to get down in here before it got dark and lay some tracks down to her, because I mean, even in the daylight here, the little bit of daylight I did have, it was tough to find her down here in this thick stuff and figure out where she was actually standing when I shot her. But she probably didn't go, I don't know, 25 yards at the most. Finally though, a successful hunt for my 2019 season. I'll get some better video when I get back out to the truck. I might even wait till I get home, but I gotta get moving here. I got a lot of work to do. Next step, she is loaded and ready for transport. And get the heck out of here and go home and get her hung up. Then get her out and take pictures with Blakely tomorrow. Alright, I'm gonna get a move on. Well, there she is. First doe in 13 years, loaded and ready to go home.